Now going to do is Nadi Shuddhi. So we will start with one nostril with the Ida, then breathe in, hold, Pingala, exhale, hold the Moola Bandha, and here I am going to ask you all to add one more thing, which is keep your head down to the extent possible, and that is called Jalandara Bandha. So what happens essentially is that the prana is kept within the torso during the Kumbhaka phase. So if you breathe in, then hold, breathe out, and you can bring the head down or you can keep it down, it doesn't matter. If you bring it down during exhalation, what happens is it's easier for you to exhale. So you exhale, go down, and then Moola Bandha you hold, and then breathe in and come back. So when you do that, you are at the Vishuddhi, you are folding the prana, you are not allowing the prana to go. The Udana Vayu is getting stopped. So and Prana Vayu and Udana Vayu are more or less constricted. It's not that they are not coming in, but what happens is that most of the time, most of the Vayu that is inside is the Vyana Vayu and the Samana Vayu. And of course, because of the Moola Bandha, the Apana Vayu is also getting under, is stopped, is restricted. It's not being stopped. You can't stop it. For that, you have to be very advanced. And so, what is happening is that only Samana Vayu and Vyana Vayu is being held. And then slowly that will also, because of Kumbhaka, it will start slowing down. And then your the prana is being and because you are relaxed, the prana moves within the muscles. The intermuscular movement of prana gets facilitated because there is no stress within the body. So I am assuming that because of the earlier relaxation that you all have practiced, you all are now in a fairly relaxed state of existence. So I'm going to start the counting. I hope you all are all sitting down. So I'll start the counting. So we will do Nadi Shuddhi. 4 counts in, hold 4 counts, exhale 6 counts, hold 6 counts. Then from the right, inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts, exhale 6 counts, hold 6 counts. So we will start that. I hope you all are ready. So please keep your tongue on the upper palate. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 3, 4. Exhale, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, right, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, left, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, right, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, relax. So now it's time for feedback. Those of you who have any questions or suggestions may please bring out those suggestions and or
Sir,
have questions. Yes, ma'am.
ये can you tell us in little bit in Hindi also, or it will be in English only?
Uh, See, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do it in English,
Yes,
but if you have any doubts,
yes.
um, then I will explain in Hindi. That's not a problem.
Okay, okay.
Explaining in Hindi is
So I
see
can
the
ask
problem.
in Hindi also, na? Are
Yes,
you
please,
comfortable?
please.
Okay,
No problem.
okay. तो आपने जो ये नाड़ी शुद्धि वाला सिखाया,
Yes,
उसमें
ma'am.
आपने बोला कि ये एक साइड हमारी पीड़ा होती है और एक साइड जो बॉडी का ये हिस्सा है वो एक साइड पीड़ा नाड़ी है और एक साइड इंगला नाड़ी है,
Yes, ma'am.
राइट? जितना
Hmm.
मुझे समझ में आया
Hmm.
अभी, मतलब मुझे इसका ज्यादा ज्ञान नहीं है, तो इसके बारे में मतलब हमें कैसे पता लग सकता है कि कैसे वर्क करती है, क्या है?
Okay. Now, the see, if I speak in English, can you understand? You can ask the question. If I
या
speak in English, is that
या
all right?
ओके
Okay.
ओके फाइन.
So for the benefit of everybody, the question is, how do we know that the Ida Nadi and the Pingla Nadi are functioning? Am I correct? Is that the question?
या
Okay.
एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दोस नाड़ीज एंड
Okay. So the Ida Nadi is on the left. The Ida Nadi is controlled by the moon. So it is obviously one that controls a lot of the emotions, which is why it also controls the heart and many of the organs on the left hand side. The Pingala Nadi is on the left, on the right hand side. The Pingala Nadi comes on the right hand side, and it controls the liver and some parts of the kidneys and the large intestines and other things. Now, these are functional nadis. Basically, what happens is that the nadis will move with the prana will move. Okay, there are five pranas. Okay, the prana, and they move in the form of flow. So the incoming prana which goes through the nostril is called prana vayu.
Yeah,
Okay,
pranavayu, I know, I learned it in little bit. 5 pranas are there in our body.
correct, correct. So the prana vayu is the one that brings in life. It's called motility. So that's the one that gives life. So when life ends, the prana will go out. The second one is from here, from below. See, the abdomen is a bag. So inside that you have all the organs. Below
Yeah.
the abdomen is
Hmm.
the entire is the excretory system. So the reproductive and the excretory system are here in at the bottom here. So from here going out is the apana vayu. Apana vayu is all excretory vayus. Vyana Vayu is the aura, the presentation of the Rupa. The Rupa that you see, what aura you get. Whether some very often you will say, "Aapka tejas hai." You feel, you say that you look very powerful. You got a lot of tejas. You look very good and things like that. That is basically coming out of the Vyana Vayu, the aura that emanates from, like for instance you will find Guru Nanak's photograph with that aura
Hmm.
behind him and all that is coming out of the Vyana Vayu. Udana Vayu is the Vayu that emanates from the chest upwards. This is basically the tool for communication, the way the person communicates and the way the person relates to the rest of the world is Udana Vayu. Samana Vayu is the circulatory Vayu and primarily operates around the abdomen. Now, this Vayu is centered around the navi, and it flows in a circular this. But it also impacts your circulatory system within the body. So the circulatory system and the digestive system, they are both interrelated, because from
What?
the digestive, so it's very important to understand, which is why during pranayama I constantly be telling you that you must focus on the abdomen, because when you
The
focus on the abdomen, what happens is that your samana vayu begins to get stabilized. When the samana vayu stabilizes, then your heart rate and other things will stabilize, because a lot of the way in which we interact with the world is based on our gut, which is why they say gut feel. The gut feel term comes because many of us actually the gut will either absorb more blood or release, I mean, not use more blood during interactions. So our ability to relate in society comes from a lot with the abdomen, which is why the abdomen needs to be kept without gas, without it should be kept free, which is why I've been constantly telling you all to keep the breathe using the abdomen. Whenever you can, breathe using the abdomen. Now I will go into greater detail on the movement of prana in other classes, because this is a bit of, it's a very large subject, and
okay.
I'm at this stage. I wanted to answer your question, but
Yes, sir.
if you have more
Thank
doubts,
you.
please ask the
Yeah.
question on the group. Please ask the question on the
Okay,
group,
sir.
and in the class I will answer those questions, because it is better
Oh.
that I can plan it
Yes, sir.
and answer the questions rather than give an extempore answer, because there are
So
time constraints.
how can I join the group?
I've given the phone number, no,
Okay.
Rammohan sir's
Yeah.
phone number, so you can talk to
Okay.
him and then join the group. Now there is one question which one of our members had asked: what bhava should we retain when performing asana? Um, I think that is the question. Let me check. 1 second. Please hold on.
Yes, yes,
Was that the question?
yes.
One moment.
With what bhava we must do any of the pranayam or asanas.
It would be of great benefit, interest and benefit to know the bhava that ought to accompany any asana or pranayama. Well, for pranayama, it's very clear. You have to follow the breath. That means if you are following the breath, okay, let's first go into the meaning of the word bhava. Bhava is essentially an emotion, a sentiment. So, what is the emotional state one should retain when you're doing asana or pranayama? Is that the question, madam?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay. Now the thing is that the most important thing in yoga vidya is you should not have any emotion. You should be in a state of vairagyam. That means you should be, because the minute you have emotion, you get turbulence. The minute you get turbulence, you cannot focus on what you are doing. Like for instance, when I was doing pranayama, I got something happened, and one particular count I have done incorrectly. I learned that count only when I changed it. I don't know if you all noticed. I made a mistake because my bhava changed, because my I got distracted. Now the thing is that if you have bhava, you will have distraction. So the ideal state is Nirguna state. That is a state where you are empty of all emotion. This is difficult. So in asana, what you do is, that is why in asana you have breathing. When you do breathing, what happens is that you are focused on the breathing and you stop getting distracted from within, which is why we also say you should do your asana and pranayama when you are alone, because when you are alone, what happens is that your brain might go either here and there, but generally you are in a position of control. So why do we need to do this? Like I have said in many classes before, our asmita or our sense of self-worth is dependent entirely on feedback from others that we exist and we are valued. When that, if we get that sustenance, then we are in a decent state. If we don't get that sustenance, then we begin to get insecure. So that is when we begin to manifest. But the entire business of yoga is to reduce the turbulence in the brain and to get into a state of calm and harmony within ourselves. Which means what? We need to stop having any need for external stimuli to make us relevant. That means we are completely focused within ourselves. So that means that our vijnana or the need for external anchors reduces. So how do you look at yourself and be calm within yourself? The best way to do it is to breathe, which is why I have been teaching pranayama. I have not started with asana. I have started only with pranayama, and for the past 10 classes we've been doing pranayama for the best part. Why? Because it is more effective when you do pranayama and look within. The asana part is important. I'm not saying it is not. But pranayama is the most effective in terms of controlling your agitation from within. So the bhava that you should have is, as far as possible, one of emptiness. This is why I focus a lot on Kumbhaka. What is Kumbhaka? Kumbhaka is emptiness. Why do I say you need to be empty? Because when you are focused on the emptiness, what happens is that you are actually in a state where you are close to the source of your being. So, have I answered the question?
Yes, we are doing that. Yes.
So,
Yes, sir.
so the bhava that you need to have is of emptiness as far as possible. It's very difficult. I have not been very successful. The bhava and you have to be little removed from everything so that your Vairagyam is at a higher level. Now what happens is that there are 5 states in which this will move. First is called Kshipta. Kshipta means scattered. It will be, your consciousness will be scattered all over the place. The second one is called, the first one is Kshipta, second one is Moola. Moola means it is resisting. The third is Vikshipta. Vikshipta means it will go in the wrong direction. All kinds of directions it will go. The fourth is Ekagrata. Ekagrata means it will start coming into one particular direction. And last is Niruddha. Niruddha means there will be no movement of the consciousness. So these are the 5 states that you will experience. But now we are all in very, very preliminary state. Our consciousness will move all over the place, but our awareness, the existential awareness we have to try and bring that into a stable state. Are you all able to understand this?
Yes.
Okay. What about the others? Everybody is able to understand what I said? Okay. Okay. So now
Yes,
last class I had taught you the Gomukhasana. I'm going to go back and teach you, we'll practice Gomukhasana once. And if there is any specific asana that you all want to learn, see, as the problem with teaching asana is that asana should be done where I can supervise you personally. It is very hard and it is dangerous for me to actually do it remote, because if something happens, then I am not able to help, and then that karma is mine. So I can teach simple asanas, but the really complicated asanas like Sarvangasana and things like that becomes very difficult to teach. So the simple asanas, if there are some that you think I can teach you, please put it on the group. I will definitely teach all, and you all can learn that. For now, why am I teaching you all Gomukhasana? We've got some stuff for the Mooladhara. Swadhisthana, because of the breathing, there will be Swadhisthana will get energized. The next class, hopefully, that is not next week, the week after, I will try to teach you Kapalabhati. So the Swadhisthana will, and the Nadi, the Manipura will get energized. For the Anahata, the Gomukhasana is an excellent asana. Then for the Vishuddhi, we are anyway doing Jalandara Bandha, and then you're relaxing and you're looking at the movement of the brain. Dhyana we will learn subsequently. When we do Dhyana, then the Agnya Chakra will start getting energized. So the reason, so I will teach you all we will practice the Gomukhasana. I will tell you all the Gomukhasana now, and then thereafter you all can practice it. And so basically what you do is you keep your left sole, the ball as close as possible to the hip, and take the other foot over the side, keep it as close as possible, and very simply what you do is you take the opposite hand behind and you hold it, and then you take your head up. The reason why you take your head up is to make sure that the spine is straight. Okay, so this is one. And then you do the opposite side. Again, you take the heel, place it close to your hip, take the sole of the foot, other foot, over the thigh, keep it here, and then the opposite side, you hold it and look up. Breathe out when you look up, because then your abdomen is empty as you're holding. I'll do it on the opposite side so that you all can see. So you do this, place it to the side and hold. Look up. Right? And then on the side, and then you hold and look up. Breathe out. Right? So I will give you the instructions. Please try once. 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your left heel close to your right hip. Take the other leg over the thigh and place it on the floor. Make it as compact as you can. Then, if you've taken your right leg over the left, take the left leg over the shoulder, and left hand over the shoulder, and pull yourself up, and then look up. Hold for 1 or 2 counts, 3 counts, come back. Then do it for the opposite foot. Put the right heel close to the left.
When we have to exhale, you said?
Exhale only when you take your head up, because that is when you need to actually bring your abdomen inside and you want to straighten your spine. Okay, so take the left heel, the left sole, bring it close. Keep your body, keep your this as compact as possible. The hand which is opposite, take it over Then hold. It's not necessary. Try to hold as much as possible. Then breathe out and look up. Then let go, relax. So, are there any questions regarding this? Hello?
No,
Have you all
sir.
been able? Have you all been able to do this? Any questions?
Yes, sir. We are able
Um,
to do this.
okay. Okay. Very nice.
Uh,
So,
it may be a personal problem, but
yes, I know.
I think it's mainly because of the sort of the diaphragm and the abdomen being a little heavy, bulging. I think, I find it difficult, many of these things
Okay. No.
to.
One second. One second. No, we'll work something out. Hold on. When did you have your meal? Did you have your meal with? Did you give a space of 2 hours before the class?
Yeah. I have my meal at 12:15.
Okay. So now that's one thing out of the way. Now, very often for those who cannot bend and things like that, it is not necessary that you should see those that can do it this way. This is fine. If you can't do it this way, don't bother. Can you just do this much? Just in whichever way, if you're sitting in a chair, can you do this much? Just do this much and look up. Can you do that?
Yeah, almost. I mean, the fingers don't touch, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's happening. Yeah,
It is
almost
happening.
happening.
So you just do that much. See, the point of the exercise is to activate your Anahata Chakra. We are not here to become experts. We are here to get a practical understanding of Yoga Vidya so that we can understand the movement of Maya. We can understand how Maya moves in the universe and how to transcend it and get to a point where we can evolve within ourselves. That is the intent. The
Yeah,
intent is
yeah,
not to become experts in yoga.
yeah.
So,
There
what
is
I,
a little, yeah, please go ahead. I'll ask you.
so I'm saying first you do left hand side up, then you do right hand side up, and then, like I said, if you should do the that exercise, the warm up exercises and things like that, and if you can do some other exercises, that is fine. So long. So also another thing is. I don't know if Jayashree madam is there. She had asked a question a long time ago. I promised to take this. It was on diet. So is Jayashree? I don't know if Jayashree madam is there. One second. Let me just check. Um, no, Jayashree madam is not there. So I won't take this particular point on diet right now. But diet is important because diet is the one that ensures that your abdomen is not uh, full of kachada. Basically, it has to be nimble, it has to be soft. So, I'm only making this much, saying this much today that please control the diet. And because if the Samana Vayu is moving freely, then it becomes easier for you to do everything else. So, madam, you had a question to ask. Please ask the question.
Yeah. That is, the both sides don't happen the same way. That is, when I lift my right hand up and put the left hand from down to meet it,
Mm,
it's not touching, but it's almost, maybe just about half an inch gap, perhaps.
okay.
But
Mm,
when I'm lifting my left hand up and the right hand down at the back, I think the gap is quite a lot, 4-5 inches
okay.
at least.
You see, you have just started today. You have just maybe done 2 weeks ago, you might have done it once. Today, you have done it seriously once or twice. Each of us has different. See, this is also a manifestation of the Ida and the Pingala. Those of us who have more Ida and Pingala will have greater flexibility. Those that have slightly more inhibited the Ida and Pingala will have a slightly will be a little more inflexible. The point is that keep trying. The thing is, every day you need to move every part of your body, which is why asana is so important and asana is so useful. Which is the key to asana is, you must remember, sthiram, sukham, asana. That is, sthiram is it should be steady, sukham is it should be comfortable. You should be in a state of comfort. You should not be stressed out. Because at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? We are trying to stabilize the prana within the body, and we are trying to bring a state of where the consciousness is slowly settling down, and we are like crystal. We become like crystal. We have no stresses, no kachada, nothing. So most of the time, what we are doing is we are cleaning ourselves. It is called antara shaucham. We are actually performing a cleansing action within ourselves. So as you keep cleaning yourself, all your prarabdha kachada also will start coming. So slowly that prarabdha karma also you will start cleaning. And then your vasanas will start getting cleaned. So it is a long process, which is why you need to do it on a daily basis, if preferably twice, if you can and find the time. That is why Yoga Vidya is not just about theory. There is also a law. The key is 99% practice, 1% theory. The only reason I keep telling you this again and again is because to bring your awareness to the point that if your practice is more important, and you need to ask the question. See, I'm very happy that somebody asked the question on the movement of prana, the movement of ida, the movement of pingala, because what happens is it enables me to answer these questions. Even though I mean, sometimes I might not even have it in my consciousness. So the thing is that you need to ask the questions also. I'm very grateful for people who are asking these questions, because it enables the class to get on an even keel for us to balance each other out. So, are there any further questions? Have I answered your questions, Lalita madam?
Yes, yes, yes. Not only this one, on Bhava also you explained very nice. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Anybody else has any questions?
Not a question, but if maybe I should have told the context with which I asked the question on the group about Bhava.
Okay,
It was also that sometime back, a friend of mine, now I don't have her contact, so I'm not able to ask her, but she had once mentioned that, when doing asanas where we bend or touch our head, forehead to the ground and all, she was saying use samarpana bhava, you know, the letting go, ekdam sharanagati bhav mein, doing that, it helps for the body also to relax more. So like that, and she had also used the same word which you use. Rest of the time, when not using Samarpan Bhava and couple of other Bhavas, I think she had used 3 or 4 names. So I couldn't get that way. The other one was, second was Vairagya Bhava, which you mentioned also. So to be in that Vairagya Bhava the rest of the time. So that's what I was wondering, which was the third one, and I thought I'll ask you.
okay,
But you
okay.
explained
No,
from another angle, which was also very nice. I
okay.
like that
No,
also. Yes.
the issue here is very straightforward. The question comes back to dharma. Why are we alive? So the Purushartha is very clearly say Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. Now the thing is that Artha and Kama is like the hardware and the software of existence. This is Artha. But if it is not beautifully crafted, there is no Kama in it. That is this unless something is beautiful, you don't get attracted to it. So the material must also have a quality of aesthetics. So it's called form and function in design. So Artha and Kama are natural in nature. Dharma is order or harmony. If you don't have dharma and order, no matter how beautiful your mobile phone is, you will not enjoy it. If you are turbulent, if there is a problem in the house, you cannot come here and enjoy the class. So dharma is key to be able to fulfill artha and kama. Moksha is a different ball game altogether. Only when you have completed your artha and kama, when you have gone past a particular stage, will you be able to focus on moksha. If you are not, if you don't have enough money in the bank, to ask you to chase moksha is foolish. It's not going to happen. So the thing is that all of this is a balancing act. Now the question that you asked, this samarthana bhava and things like that, there is a there is it's all very, it's great if you can bring your awareness to that point. The issue here is very straightforward. Most of us are incapable of just doing more than one thing at a time, and that is the reason why in this entire class I focus only on emptiness. Because if you talk about going to samarthana bhava and then you come up and then that bhava changes, then you're actually increasing confusion within yourself. There is increased turbulence, and that defeats the purpose of yoga vidya. Now that is why I focus on just one thing, because I want to change, go from shipta, muda, vikshipta to ekagrata. At least I want to get you all to the state where you all have a single agenda in the mind, and that is the generation of emptiness and the calming of your consciousness.
Yes.
So that is why I keep looking at only one part of the consciousness. Have I
Agreed,
answered
agreed.
you?
And it makes it very simple and easy to remember.
Correct. So, and it's also simple and easy to practice. Remembering is
Yes,
not
yes.
important. Practicing is the important part.
Correct,
So,
correct.
so when you practice it, you will start slowly. The chitta will start slowing down. It will become calm. It will become harmonic, and actually you will start experiencing vairagyam. That is so what I'm teaching you is a practical method, and after maybe 5 or 6 sittings we will go into dhyana. And when the dhyana begins to start coming, then afterwards you really, all you have to do is practice, and as you keep on practicing, then hopefully you will reach where you moksha will come in by itself. uh, have I answered your question, Lalita madam?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Okay, so are there any other questions? Okay, so I'm going to sign off.
Sir,
Today
last question.
yes ma'am.
You talk about Vairagya. So
Hmm.
during pranayama only we need to keep that bhav, or in our whole life we need to
Whole
involve it?
life, whole life. See, I'll tell you why.
So,
Okay, ask the question. Yeah.
yes.
So you
So
have
my
subsequently.
my purpose is asking because no one can get this Vairagya. Means only maybe few people, because we all are living in this environment with attached with family, and we are attached with some other people. So how we can get Vairagya?
Okay, simple. Very nice question. So what you are saying is practical application of vairagyam, right?
Yes, sir.
Now let me ask, how does your consciousness get turbulent? Somebody tells you something, you're an idiot, you get upset. Or if you
Yes,
have
sir.
a young child, you say you don't know how to look after your baby. Okay, now you know that you're trying your best to look after your baby, but that person is saying something to you. Maybe personally the person doesn't like you, whatever. We don't get into that. There is one thing that you control, which many of us do not exercise. That is the right to respond. If you don't respond, it dies on its own. If you respond, गड़बड़ ज़्यादा हो जाता है. Correct?
But yes, sir. But it happens. How we can control? Yeah, that's the thing I'm saying.
You see, it all depends on the situation. Now the thing is that for as long as you can stop yourself from responding, that is the first step of vairagyam. When you stop yourself from responding, or you just respond to say, acknowledge, don't respond. Dekho, there are two choices. You can say, you can go and start fighting with the person, or you can say, okay, I got it, I'll think about it and leave it. Or you can shut up. Obviously, the best solution is to shut up. The second solution is to acknowledge that you hurt the other person without responding to the person's allegations. Correct?
Yes.
That choice is in your hands. How you respond is in your hands. But what we do normally, we go and start fighting with that person. We try to prove ourselves. Why do we try to prove ourselves? Because we want we need that external anchor, because our asmita is under threat. When our asmita is under threat, our sense of self-worth is under threat, we react.
Yes.
As you control that need to react, slowly the internal strength will increase. When this internal strength increases, your Vairagyam quotient will go up. It is like a bank balance. All of us have got some bank balance of Vairagyam. But what we do is we keep spending. When we spend, that Vairagyam balance will go down. But if you shut up, the Vairagyam balance will increase. It is a process. It won't happen overnight. You
But sir,
understand?
when the movement occurs, at
Ah,
that time, how to think that no, we need not to be respond, stop, because at the means after doing this, I feel कि नहीं करना चाहिए था. Why we did this? And
absolutely. Don't worry. You don't have the. Even I have the same problem. Don't. Even I have the same problem. You
sir,
are not
I feel
alone.
that I am the person who can't control in this phase. So how to get on that phase? कि no.
देखिए क्या होगा, that some first time out of 10 situations you will lose control in 8 situations. Then you will keep telling yourself chup beto, chup beto, chup beto. Then from 8 it will become 7, then it will become 6, then it will become 5. Aste aste aste, when you keep on telling yourself shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, don't respond, don't respond, or you respond in a manner say okay मैं करता हूं, and then shut up. Nobody says you should say, I'll do it and do it. That choice is yours, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So the
So
thing is
thank.
that these are solutions which you have within yourself, and it'll take time. The most important thing is you should be kind to yourself. Don't मैंने करना है. No, 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 no. You be kind to yourself. मैंने किया, next time I'll do better. Next time I'll do better. You don't have to do it immediately. It is a process. Life is, you have life in front of you, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, I don't know. But the point is, you can take your time, because situation will change. You may be young, you may be old, you may, your child may be young, you might not be in a control of many things, you might not have enough money, you might not have enough time, we don't know. These situations will change as you get older, as you get younger. I mean, nobody gets younger. So as you get younger and situations change, the framework will change. Slowly things will change. You have to be patient, you have to be kind to yourself.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Why I'm
no problem.
asking, because we are learning so many things in yoga in classes also, and I'm learning so many big things like you told Vairagya, and so many terms are there. But in personal life, I feel कि जितने भी लोगों ने योगा सीखा है, I don't think उनमें से 10% लोग भी they are applying
Implement
it. So
Implementation is the problem. I totally agree with you.
yes, sir.
Implementation is the key. Practice is the key. Being kind to yourself, being kind to others, that is the key. Because when you're kind to others, others start responding in kindness to you. So your asmita is under control. Your asmita does not feel threatened. When your asmita does not feel threatened, you become calm. When you become calm, automatically your Vairagyam quotient increases. You become more, you are able to step back and view everything in a manner that it should be viewed. Then what happens? Your transactional truth, that is what they call the Samvritti Satya or Vyavaharika Satya, that is what you are transacting. You begin to see in what is right and what is not. That is then called, that becomes then what Sri Krishna talks in chapter 2. what is real, what is not real. You're able to see that. And when you see that, then afterwards, slowly you begin to separate yourself from the situation, and then you start moving in the right direction. Your consciousness will come under control. It is a practice, right? Which is why Sri Krishna keeps on saying, you have to practice. You have to abhyasa, abhyasa. I keep saying this to Sri Arjuna. So you have to practice. This practice is the key. There is no short circuit, there is no short route. 1% theory, 99% practice. On a daily basis, you have to practice continuously.
Thank you, sir, for your time and for your answer. I'm really
Okay.
satisfied. Thank
Okay. So now I'm going to close the class. I thank you all for coming today. You please have a wonderful weekend. And next week we don't have class because I have the book launch. But the week after that, 99% we will have the class. We will continue. Meantime, please ask the questions. Today I felt very happy because the number of questions were very high. And actually, I learnt a lot from you, more than you all learnt from me. So for me, it was a very fulfilling class. Thank you very much. Namaste. Have a wonderful weekend.
Namaste, sir. Thank you very
Namaste,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir. Have a
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
all the best for your book launch, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye, sir.
Yeah,
Bye.
please tell us where it is, just in case we can.
Yeah. Okay.